At 5:05 a.m., three black SUVs sped into my gravel driveway, kicking up dust like a SWAT team on the move. My dogs howled, anticipating an invasion. I hadn't even made it to my coffee maker. Opening the door in my plaid robe, I was expecting a lost delivery driver or a stray cat belonging to a neighbor. Instead, Linda Harper, HOA president, was there like a general, flanked by two tough security guards in shades and a suit with a clipboard. Your property's been taken over under Article 8B HOA Emergency Reclamation of Land, she announced, her tone dripping with practiced menace. I blinked to repeat. I said it was a joke, but the suit handed me a file marked critical, stating my residence was now included in a community improvement project. I laughed not because it was funny, but to prevent smashing the door off hinges. I had built this house myself 16 years ago, fought for this land through sweat and blood. Now a lady who'd previously tracked me down for a recalcitrant birdhouse assumed she could swipe it with a clipboard. Linda, unflappable, declared destruction crews would be at the door within 48 hours. Take your mementos, she added, as if I ought to be grateful. The guards towered one, cracking his knuckles. I locked the door, tore back to my basement, and flung open a steel cabinet. This was not my ground. It was my legacy, and they'd went to war over the wrong fight. I'm Jack, a former defense strategist, former member of a classified task force protecting critical infrastructure. My work's hidden under NDAs, but my files and instincts are cutting edge. I never thought I'd use them against an HOA, but Linda's wrist changed that. In a tattered case among souvenirs from my covert past were declassified documents, maps and federal SEALs instruments for ending wars. Linda had just begun one. I spent hours reading documents, validating my land sovereignty. I'd preemptively opted out of the HOA before it was established with a notarized waiver on file at the county. Yet new records indicated a forged vote
Annexing my property into the HOA last year, using my forged signature and a deceased notary stamp. At the county office, the clerk's grimace validated it. Fraud blatant and sloppy. I took copies and phoned Judge Evelyn Hart, my old mentor from Homeland's Infrastructure Unit, a legal lioness. Tell told me this isn't that HOA again, she let out a sigh. They're forging seizures, I told her. Demolition in 2 days, silence. Then bring everything I had driven 5 hours to Evelyn's rustic cabin where cell signals perished, but her Wi-Fi burned over coffee. She eviscerated the HOA's 8B clause, intended for disaster areas, not country homes. The forged notary dead for years. We constructed a paper fortress, deeds, surveys, build photos, satellite images, establishing my home predated their vote. Then I discovered my AC operation, Iron Gate, a disbanded federal program calling my land a emergency contingency command post. Its exemption precluded local overrides without approval from the feds. I sent an email to Linda, the clause saying, "You'll need more than a clipboard." My mailbox was overturned by night, my floodlights shattered and violation notices pasted on my truck. They wanted war. I put up 4K cameras, night vision thermal, cloud-backed. Linda flourished in the dark. I'd burn her out with truth. Reporters showed up by noon, sniffing a scandal. A local news segment, HOA charged with land grab fraud, displayed Linda yelling at a neighbor about offense. Online, she was demonized, comments calling her a tyrant. Evelyn and I filed motions, cease and desist, restraining order fraud charges. But Linda went bigger. Neighbor Tom frantically called, "Get to the community center." I got there to find an HOA gala banners catering and a poster declaring future Pine Valley comments. My house ringed for Phase 1 demolition. Linda, on a mic, pitched donor-funded sanctuary. My blood boiled, but I didn't have an encounter with her. I opened my Plan B file, charting the HOA's web board, members' cash flows, and Clint Mason, a developer purchasing land through shells. A leaked voicemail from Linda boasted, "Once Jack's gone, the rest comes crashing down." I sent it. Alan Onetto reporters, watchdogs, and a Reddit HOA hate thread. It went viral. HOA Mafia screamed comments. A still of the gala poster went viral. Neighbors messaged me breaking their silence. Sarah fined $1,500 for a wrong swing. Set Mike threatened over a 30-year-old shed. Lisa, whose gate was torn down for aesthetics. Evelyn grinned. "This is a class action jackpot." We filed uniting 15 homeowners' grievances. The judge fast-tracked it, rejecting the HOA's gag order. Speech isn't silenced by shame, she snapped. That night, an SUV idled beyond my cameras, engine humming for an hour before speeding away. I installed spotlight alarms. Then a drone flew over my property. I jammed it. It crashed. Its card contained video of my property, and Linda with a controller. I mailed it to the sheriff in court. Evelyn unleashed hell. She revealed the dead notary tampered votes and Linda's gala brag about increasing the vets' dump. The judge bristled. You referred to his residence a dump? Linda's attorney, Derek Vance, asserted context. Evelyn rebutted with Iron Gate's federal exception, substantiated by a DHS letter Derek maintained. The program was dead. Evelyn substantiated its status, held drone video, depicted Linda's vandalism. Neighbor witness statements described her ring. Then the bombshell HOA emails subpoenaed uncovered Linda and Derek, scheming with Clint for a developer cut after seizure. The judge's voice toughened. This reeks of conspiracy. Linda's face crumpled. Derek appeared seasick. That evening, Linda broke a bulldozer truck and 4 workers rolled in Linda, hysterical about HOA rights. I called the sheriff in the process of filming as the dozer struck an imitation gas line marker. The driver fled, cursing the crew. Linda ranted, caught on tape. I forwarded it to court and the news media. By morning bulldozer, Linda trended her meltdown viral. The judge reconvened angry, issuing a contempt order and a restraining order against Linda. Derek quit during mid-hearing. His replacement was silent. Evelyn brought the class action 35 homeowners strong, outlining fines, trespasses, and abuses. The judge put a freeze on the HOA ordered audits and sent it to the DA and feds. Linda was escorted out shell-shocked. Outside neighbors cheered, reporters swarmed. I remained silent, driving home to see the sunset. The battle wasn't finished, but the tide had turned. Linda attempted one final trick, a Pine Community Trust filing rehashing the seizure with new fakes. It issued a federal alert connected to Iron Gate. A DHS agent called confirming interference. Following day feds stormed HOA office. Linda back at work was released ranting over tyranny. A notice from DHS restored my land's protected status, denying all non-federal entry. I posted a sign, Federal Zone. Entry prohibited, Order 19, FIP 672. News hit. Linda was charged with conspiracy with Derek and Clint bribes, and land flips were exposed in emails. Protests raged, yards had Lind.